Hi everybody, welcome. It seems so strange to sit down here and shoot something other than the Emily Awards because that's what I've been working on so much for the past couple of weeks. So if you haven't seen those videos, they're all there. The face, eyes, lips, and the finale, which is a lot of random stuff like brushes and tools and fun categories and stuff like that. But thank you so much for the sweet feedback on those videos because Tyler and I worked really hard on it and we had a lot of fun too. But I'm just so thrilled that you enjoy watching those and look forward to those every year. But right now, I really have some things that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because I got some of this stuff at IMATS, and then also the week before that, Kristen was down here staying with me and we shopped for some things as well. And IMATS, by the way, was super fun. I still need to get together a little material on the vlog channel that was shot while we were there, but it was just so nice. I'd never been to LA before. It was great to meet so many of you there. It's like you watch your videos and you see comments and you chat with people on Twitter and stuff and you have a sense that there are a lot of nice people watching, but then you see them in person like, oh, they're really nice. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for chatting with me there, and it was just a lot of fun. While I was at IMATS, I made sure to stop by the NYX area. By the way, I've got glasses glam today. My eyes just needed a break from my contacts. But there's a big NYX booth, and of course things are really majorly discounted when you're at IMATS, so I made sure to pick up some things that I wanted to review. A couple of them are these newer palettes that they've come out with, these 6-color palettes. One of them is the Adorable Shadow palette, and the other one is the Sex Bomb palette. And this one, I actually did post a look on Instagram with these shades. I was really intrigued by that red. It's a nice matte red. It reminds me a lot of the NYX Cherry shade. And then you've got some neutrals, some mattes, some shimmers. I wasn't like blown away by this palette. Not every shade is just amazing. Like this taupe is actually a little bit disappointing, kind of sheer. I will most likely do some sort of review on this. Oh, and I meant to do my nails last night, but it was Super Bowl and I couldn't make that happen. The other one, the Adorable palette, again, I mean, it's a decent palette, but I'm not like over the moon with the pigmentation of these or anything like that. There are some nice, really basic mattes in this palette. But all in all, I mean, there's just tons of neutral palettes out there right now, so I can't really see this as something that I can't live without, you know what I mean? So I'll make sure to follow up on those. Another thing I found at the booth that was new were the NYX Baked Shadows, and they're just singles like this, kind of different packaging, you know, a little more extravagant than usual. And I got this single in the shade called Chance. And it looked like just a really pretty basic mid-tone shadow to me. See how that's kind of taupey, maybe a little purple in there. I thought it might be nice for like a one shadow look. Seems pretty promising, and I think it could be the kind of shadow that you could put all over the lid. It'd kind of catch the light and then you get it up in your crease and it really looks kind of dark and smoky when the light's not hitting it. Another thing I found that I've been looking for a long time because I hear people rave about this, and it's never in stock. I just don't think it's a shade that gets carried at Ulta, but it's the NYX Blush in Taupe. And this is known to be a really good matte contouring shade. See how cool it is? I've used this a little bit, but I feel like it's kind of light for me. I hardly notice it when I'm contouring, like contouring my cheekbones with it. So I'll have to maybe, you know, keep using it a little bit, see what maybe the best method of application is for me, but I was glad to finally be able to find it. NYX is also making mineral foundation sticks now. This is the one I have. It's called Cool Tan, and it seems to have pretty good coverage. So far, I've just used this kind of like a concealer a time or two. I haven't tried this just all over my face as a foundation stick, but the texture is really nice and creamy. It kind of reminds me of the one from Flower Beauty that's sold at Walmart. Another really cool thing that I saw in this gorgeous radiant orchid color is the NYX Primal colors in Hot Fuchsia, and this just says face color. I think this could be an eyeshadow. I think this could be used in whatever capacity you can think of to use it, but it's matte and it's very vivid. I mean, it's just, look at how that color just pops. They just had so many really cool, bright, bold colors, but this one just really spoke to me or screamed at me because it's that bright. Another thing that I was really interested in was the dark circle concealers. This is another new NYX thing. I got this in the shade Fair, and on the actual little box it claimed to have like orange tone pigments, and you know how I talk about like those salmony concealers being really good for counteracting dark circles. So this is what mine looks like. I almost wish it was even more salmony than that, like, because if you compare it to my Pixie Correction Concentrate, see how this one has even more of like that orangey feel to it. So I'm not saying this couldn't conceal. I've only used it a couple times, but it definitely doesn't have as much salmony tone to it as this one does. There's a new primer called Angel Veil, and I had not even heard of this until I saw it there at the NYX booth. It says Skin Perfecting Primer. Treat your skin to this ultra velvety oil-free primer. Feels lighter than a cloud and leaves skin looking and feeling divine. It goes on the skin and it really does feel light, almost like a cream to powder sort of finish though. My instinct with products like that turn to a very dry finish once you blend them out is that it may not be the best for people with like dry patches or issues like that on their skin. Now, I have never tried a NYX brush, but as I was waiting in the line, I was standing right in front of a lot of brushes, and this one seemed like a really good size to me, and I have totally been enjoying it ever since I got it. It is this brush from NYX, and it's called the Small Eyeshadow Brush for Smoky Eyes. It has a B31 on it. I don't know if that means anything to you. It's dense and all, and it's really soft, but it's got a lot of like mobility. See how the bristles really move around? And I just feel like it's been really good for getting shadow in your outer corner, really buffing it in somewhat, and it's just a great brush to give you control. The only other things besides the NYX stuff that I picked up at IMATS were these Cailyn products, and this is a brand I hadn't heard of before, but I walked past and they looked really interesting. They're tinted lip balms, and they're in like kind of a different style format. They're like this. They've got the brush up here. I know some other products are packaged this way as well, but the brush is kind of part of the cap, and then you twist it off and you've got this product. And I was talking to the guy who was selling these, and he said they are a truly like long wearing tinted lip balm. I question how much these actually feel like a lip balm. I feel like they're kind of like a lip paint almost. I just don't think they're really moisturizing like I would expect a lip balm to be, but they are very lightweight and they do last a really long time, and the colors are gorgeous. So I have this mauve. I mean, it really looks just like the shade here in the packaging. And then the other one that I got is Cherry Blossom, and I like the little boxes, so I haven't thrown those away yet. But Cherry Blossom is a pretty light pink. Now, I mentioned this haul involves a few other places. When Krista and I were shopping, we stopped by Target, picked up a few different things, and one thing she really recommended to me was this thing from NYC, and it's the Color Wheel Mosaic Face Powder, but the shade is Rose Glow. I have this in Pink Glow. I think in the past I've had it in Peach, but this is the Rose, and you can see it's like more of a soft neutral. It's really an interesting little product here. There's hardly any shimmer in it, and it's so light that you almost wouldn't expect it to have much of an appearance showing up on your skin. You know, it's very peachy, maybe just a hint of pink in there, but it really does like give the face just the softest, prettiest glow. So I do really enjoy that. And something that I actually like the look of that over the top of is this Master Glaze stick. I picked up another one of these since I reviewed the first one. It's by Maybelline, and this is the one in Just Pinched Pink. Love the texture of these cream blushes. They're so thin, they're so lightweight, and they're just super easy to blend out. The other pink that I've talked about is Very Bright. This one's, you know, a little more toned down, but it really pairs nicely with this blush. I just thought this looked gorgeous. This new Maybelline Expert Wear Quad in Sandstone Shimmer. The colors just totally appealed to me. It looks like they've repackaged their quads once again, but this was so disappointing when I swatched it. The colors just really seemed flaky in texture, not pigmented. I really think this could have been beautiful if the shades were pigmented, but unfortunately that was a big no. Some Ulta things that I'll just mention briefly because I have reviewed these these already on the Express channel, but the Butter Lipsticks from NYX, I have those in Fun Size, Hunk, and Mary Jane. I really am digging the deeper colors of these, not so much the light ones. Also picked up the Dreamcatcher palette. This is in Dusk Till Dawn, and I literally just reviewed this on my Express channel, so you can check out swatches there. Another thing that Kristen prompted me to get, and I just had not explored these at all until she mentioned it, are these Bare Minerals like loose shadows. I believe this shade is called Moonshine, but there's a little stamp over the bottom, so I can't totally tell. It's kind of like a little spring-loaded applicator here. And then you end up with the most like shimmery, metallic, rich color imaginable. I mean, it is just, it's practically like a mirror. This is a really, really pretty taupe with like a splash of plum in it. It looks more plummy when it's not catching the light, but like this was the only shade left, and just this one. Like they were completely bought out at Ulta's. From Walmart, I ran into this cute little product from Physicians Formula. I just thought the packaging was too darn cute to pass up. And this is the Sexy Booster Oh So Sexy Eyeshadow Quad. And as you can see, it's a quad of neutrals here, and they've done this crazy thing that I just don't understand. They've put like an overspray of a very, very light shade in the center of each of these. Maybe that's cool for the lighter shades that it almost matches with. When you stick something totally light and silvery in the middle of black, I just don't really appreciate that very much. I feel like when I put my brush in, I'm just trying to be careful about where I'm putting it so I don't pick up the silver, but eventually I guess that will wear down and probably won't even be there anymore. But it opens on both sides, which I think is something kind of different for these. There's a mirror and an applicator on the underside of it. And I did use this today in my eye look, mainly just using the lighter shades and then that kind of taupey brown. I also found these new jumbo lip pencils. Yeah, it's about time Rimmel came out with some because every other brand has them. And these are the Lasting Finish Color Rush. And these are long-lasting, intense color balms, they say. I have them in the shades On Fire, which is like a super hot coral type color. The one I'm wearing today is called Boom Chicka Boom, and it's this really bright pink. Some of this has already come off. Like I just blotted a little bit off on a tissue to see how much would remain, and it's definitely going to be something that hangs around for a while, I think. This is like my first day just even experimenting with these. So that's a really bright pink. And then this other one is called Viva Violet. And they're all that format where they just twist up. This one looks a lot like that cranberry one from Jordana. Swatching these, one thing I can tell you is they are absolutely really vivid and really like true to the color you would expect them to be, judging by the packaging. So I was glad I rounded those up. And finally, to finish out this haul, a couple of things that I found at CVS. I have a hunch that these are limited edition, but a couple of new L'Oreal Infallible shadows. This one is in Burst Into Bloom, and this one is Purple Priority. Both shimmery. I just really thought this was a gorgeous kind of different shade of purple that I didn't already have. And then, you know, how do I justify this one? It just needed a partner, I guess. But that's just a roundup of some of the new things I've been wanting to tell you guys about. And if you have any specific questions on some of these things that I haven't reviewed yet, things that you'd like to see addressed in a future review, that stuff's always helpful to me, so I can really take that into consideration and focus in on it for a review. But I will make sure to link below to any related stuff that I've already done on these products, and link to the Emily Awards videos if you haven't seen those yet. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!